friends.
O2 Dad here.
And O2 Mom. So after doing our previous review on Fruits Basket Season 1, we felt like our review on the parenting was a bit incomplete and unsettled because we really only had time to look at one character's parents when there were quite a few examples of parenting throughout the entire first season, and we're getting even more into it in Season 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
But we did want to speak a bit more to the different kinds of parenting and lack thereof in the series. So today we're going to do a ranking of the different parents that we see in Season 1 of Fruits Basket.
Because everybody loves rankings.
Of course.
Everybody.
Of course. So we're going to pull up a tiered list here, and it'll show up on your screen. And we're going to start with the most prominent characters and then go further into the Soma family and work our way down. So we're going to start again with Toru, but we're not going to have a lot to say because we already said a lot in our previous video.
And before we go any further, we're just going to let people know that these are our opinions.
Yeah, of course.
These parents and the way that we find their parenting style is our opinion. So if they're good or bad, that's just from our perspective.
Sure.
So feel free to, comment and say what you think about that in the comments. So.
Yeah, we love a good discussion on these kinds of things. And we're just human people, so we might have overlooked something that maybe is worth discussing. Yeah. So yes, feel free to comment and let us know what your thoughts were about those parents. So for Toru's mom, we decided to put her up in S tier.
For now.
And if you want to know more about why we have to say that, you can go back to our previous video because that's where we spent most of our time talking about her. But she's awesome. She's very welcoming to Toru's friends. She's very loving. So
she's responsible for Toru having her two best friends that she has currently.
Yeah.
Who want to marry Toru.
Yeah. And it could change in the future. We don't know, but
she'll be the main villain by the end of the series. I know it. She's going to come back.
She's not alive, so I don't know how that would happen.
Or is she?
So, Toru's mom, easy, S tier. Good parenting, great parenting, best mom ever. Next up, we have Kyo. Where did we put Kyo's parents? So I have a picture of Kyo's dad and Kyo's mom here separately. But we kind of rated them together. So where did we put them, O2 Dad?
Well, I think we were talking about it, and since we're using the average on both parents, we're just going to put them in the D tier.
D tier.
Total D
D
tier.
tier.
I think if it wasn't for Kyo's mom, I feel like I would put them in the F tier.
Yeah, because it's clear that Kyo's mom at least loves him to a certain degree.
Yes, she has love for her son,
right.
But she
doesn't know what to do with it. She's afraid of him.
Because she keeps checking the wrist for the bracelet every time. So
what that shows is even though she loves him, there's at least some semblance of not accepting him fully. And as parents, that's kind of our number one job is to accept our kids.
Yeah.
As they come to us. We don't get to choose who they are.
Right.
So as much as we can kind of see that there's love there, it's not fully realized.
Be it whether gender, orientation, or chupacabra. So.
Right. So, yeah. And Kyo's dad is just a butthead.
Yeah. We've seen that multiple times.
He's just a butthead. Not only does he just not accept his son, he's very vocal about it. At least the mom tried to, hide it a little bit. The dad's just kind of that's no son of mine. All right. Next up, we have Momiji. This one I have something to say about. This is, yeah.
I do too.
So we really only see Momiji's mother, right?
Yep.
We hear from the dad.
Do we?
maybe? I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
But we only really see Momiji's mother, and
Right.
we see her from afar because she happens to be a stranger, right?
Yep, totally. Memories erased, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where do we put Momiji's mom?
F tier, burn.
F tier.
Burn.
We put Momiji's mom in F tier.
She is dead to us, like she's dead to her son.
Or rather, he's dead to her.
That's right.
Because she doesn't remember him. Because she said she regrets ever giving birth to him.
She was willing to kill herself.
That is the only reason why I put her in F tier, is the fact that she vocalized that. That she said, I regret ever giving, like,
Yes.
okay, don't give, I mean, you're allowed to feel regret in life, but that's not something you should say to your kid.
Feeling depressed and other things.
Right. That's
yes.
that's what I wanted to get across. That's
Right.
that's the point that I wanted to speak to, because she clearly has some mental health issues going on, and we're not here, like, we're not about vilifying or making people feel bad about their mental health. Like, clearly she was going through some serious mental health stuff.
Clearly.
And so, like, I don't want her to be seen as like a villain because she had mental health problems.
No,
like,
no.
Like, postpartum depression, trust me, that is a thing that is a monster of a beast. A monster of a beast.
A monster of a beast. Of a chupacabra.
But seriously, I don't want to vilify her for that. It's the fact that she just, and maybe this is her mental health speaking, but I can't get with, say, like, you know, calling your child that thing and saying, like, I wish you were never, stuff like that. I just can't. Like, she was all for having her memories erased just because, you know, she couldn't be physical with her son because he would turn into a bunny every time. Like, you find ways. When you can't love your child the way that you want to love them, you have to find ways to meet them where they are. And that's why I'm not a fan of her.
I mean, it is a bunny. That's not the worst animal in the world.
He's so cute.
It's not a seahorse.
Seahorse. Next up, we have Kisa.
Yes, and we have only seen her mom as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think it was just like one episode.
Maybe two.
Maybe two. Sorry. Probably two, though.
You might have to correct us.
I don't remember.
But,
we watch it so fast.
I feel like Kisa's mom is a step above Momoji's.
Because more than one step. In fact, we put Kisa's mother in C tier.
Yes, by the way. But what we're getting at is that she had the interception by Toru, and that is what made her aspire to be a better mom.
Yeah, like
because she was in the same mental state. I feel like
she's not able to relate to her child. She's not able to connect with her child on the level that a parent should connect with their child. And obviously her child is going through bullying and all kinds of, and she can't meet her where she is, but thankfully she's willing to accept help on it and see things from a different light, instead of just overall saying, like, oh, I regret giving birth to her, I don't want her in my life, like some people. Yeah, the fact that she was able to turn it around, I think, helps.
Right.
Helps with that. And I think she has potential to raise higher.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, she might come in the next season and surprise us all. I don't know.
Season 2 might get bumped up to a B. So
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. So she started off rough and then ended off better. So she's in the C tier.
Yep.
And next up we have Ritsu's mom.
So this was where we differed a little bit. Not greatly, but we had slightly differing opinions. But she is generally in the higher echelon of the parents here, because we haven't seen Ritsu's dad yet of any significance.
No.
Primarily the mom. And we put her in B tier.
Right. Because I was going to say I wanted to put Ritsu's mom in A tier. And you decided you wanted to put Ritsu's mom in B tier. So we just kind of averaged it.
So I should probably explain myself then. Ritsu's mom is not a bad mom. No, far from it. Ritsu's mom is overprotective, a little tightly wound, very apologetic. I'm not saying those are all necessarily bad qualities, but I feel like they definitely put her a notch lower compared to like Kyoko, for example.
Okay.
I'm not saying that Kyoko's flawless either, but I
Sure.
feel like Ritsu's mom, she's not in a horrible place where she's regretting having
She's not anywhere close
Ritsu.
to that. That's
No.
why I would put her in eighth. Like, you keep saying that she's overprotective, and I honestly don't see the like, yes, protective. I don't see the overprotectiveness because, as I pointed out before, the first time we see Ritsu's mom, she's by herself. We learn about Ritsu, like, Ritsu is off screen. They are separated from each other. They don't hang out.
Maybe they were trying to escape.
Ritsu?
Yeah.
From the overprotectiveness. Oh, okay.
I
Maybe.
Okay. Sorry.
It's not
speculation.
They're okay. We'll put it this way. Their relationship isn't. We haven't had a chance to dive into that very deeply. But why I would put Ritsu's mom in A tier is from the conversations that are had with her. It's clear that she is accepting of her child, at least on the front of being, Chinese zodiac embodiment of the monkey spirit. And in comparison with other parents, right, who there were others that clearly were not as accepting. But she's also warm to all of those other kids. She's warm to Momiji and very welcoming to the Springs and all of that. So I felt like she seems very stressed out. She seems she seems like she doesn't have it all together, but that's okay. You don't have to have it all together to be a mom.
Following season, I could see her getting bumped to A.
Maybe. We'll see. All right, next up we have
Saki Hanajima's parents.
Ah, Saki. Woo. So we get to see both of those parents.
Yep.
And we put them in A tier. Both of them. Absolutely. We got a good look at them in one particular episode toward the end of season 1.
Yeah, it was a few episodes before the finale, and we saw like Saki's past and her family and everything.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty good parents.
I am going to say they may not be S tier for me, but I think they're my favorite parents in the series.
Oh, okay. Why?
They're not flawless either. I think they are very accepting of Saki's condition. And was it the darkness waves or the mental? I mean, I'm still trying to figure that part out. Right. But I feel like it's almost like it's very psychological, and I feel like some of these kids that are claiming that they're passing out due to Saki's waves.
They're just kids being
exactly.
Poopheads. Her parents are very supportive and very protective, but in a good way. Not like
definitely.
Not like scary helicopter parents, but they're very supportive in that they see something is going on with their child, and without even really questioning it, without any kind of gaslighting of any kind, without saying like, oh well, kids will be kids, you just got to toughen up, kind of thing. Like they listened to her. They offered her an out. They said, hey, we can go to another school. We can move you to another school. You do not have to go through this. They were just really accommodating to her. And I think that makes them just really good parents.
And they're also accepting of Toru and Arisa and everyone too. And I feel like their dynamic as a household is very solid.
Yeah.
I feel like it is not wavering. The younger brother is also, I forgot the younger brother's name. Megami, that's right. Thank you. Megami is very supportive of Saki, and I think that's built due to a strong parental upbringing as well. And they're really just willing to do anything for him. And I think the only reason I don't put him in S tier because I feel like Kyoko is like
She's
right
the
now.
model for
she's like the
S tier.
shining beacon right now.
She
and, like,
she like saved a whole, like, not even her kid, like she saved somebody else's kid kind of a thing. So we didn't see them save somebody else's kid. That's like the notch. That's the thing that separates S tier and A tier. It's like, are you willing to save not only your kid but somebody else's kid?
I feel like if the idea for us to aspire, of course we would shoot to be like Kyoko, but I feel like obtainable is us being like Saki's parents.
Yeah, that's obtainable. So next up we have Arisa's parents. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just we're not even gonna beat around the bush about it. They're
D tier.
They're not very good parents, D tier.
I almost put them in F.
I would put the mom in F. If we weren't rating them as parents together, I would put the mom in F. How do you just decide you want a new life and up and leave you can divorce your spouse, you can walk away from your spouse. You don't get to do that to your child.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't.
Yeah.
Why even go down that road if you're just gonna walk away from your kid? You're like, turn your back on your kid. That's not okay.
And she had an affair, so.
I mean, things happen. Like, I'm not here to.
No.
I don't condone that. I would never do that.
No, I'm just saying that's extra to add on.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not good character to have an affair.
Right, but I mean,
You're right. Yes, she's not a very good person because she had an affair.
She's not a good person.
But that doesn't. I guess what I'm getting at is having an affair does not speak to your ability as a parent.
No, definitely.
Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that, like, oh, you could be you're still a good person if you have an affair. No, you're not a good person. You're not a good person if you have an affair.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that doesn't really speak to her parenting.
Mm-hmm.
But her parenting speaks for itself because she's not there. She's an absentee, deadbeat parent. I don't like her.
No.
The end.
Yep.
Sorry. As for the dad, dad is what kind of brings it up to D tier a little bit because at least he's only slightly. He's there. He just kind of drinks all day and he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Not a fan of him either, but it seems like once Arisa's on her way up, she kind of brings her dad along with her. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not necessarily that, like, he completely changes himself, but, like, she invites him to be more present, and he at least tries a little tiny bit.
He shows some willingness to
he shows some willingness.
Evolve.
Last but not least, we have a bonus parent because this person is not anybody's biological parent, but more of a surrogate.
Yeah.
And that
one is Kazuma Soma.
Sensei. So, Sensei here, S tier.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this. Like, it's S tier is, are you willing to not only look after your own, but look after somebody else's? Because it's not always blood that is family. You can have a found family, and that is so true with this character.
They're both Somas though, so that's a little confusing.
That's true. That's true. When I say blood, I just mean like your immediate.
Yes, exactly.
What else is there to say? This is somebody who had previous notions about the cat spirit and some prejudices, and decided that he was going to go against the grain and accept this kid for who he is.
There's nothing else to
say there.
I mean, he was willing to show Kyo that he has a good support system when he removed the bracelet and showed his true form. And
that was a little rough.
I don't
know if I would do it that way.
It was very heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But I feel like that definitely showed Kyo that there were people in his corner. Not just Sensei, but also Toru.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, his methods, but you can't to become somebody else's parent almost. Like, at least be a role in their life to where they feel comfortable even saying you're more like a father to them. That is leaps and bounds. Like, this is somebody who you're not, for all intents and purposes, you are not responsible for them, but you decided to step up when nobody else would.
Right.
Not only does that make you a good father figure, but just a person. You're just a good person. So that's it for our tiered list.
So right now we're working through season 2. These rankings will probably have some more parents to add to the list, and the ratings that we have now
Could
for
change.
the current could change.
Yeah,
So
we never know.
I guess we'll see.
We don't know what season 2 is gonna hold for us. So we'll be returning to this list, and then we'll probably do an overall one once we're finished with the entire thing. But for now, yeah, that's our list. As always, I'm O2 Mom.
And I'm O2 Dad.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to
Look both ways before you cross the street.
see you next time.